Hi, this is Ian Wright, and I'm just going to banter for a few minutes and talk about what I've been doing while whoever wants to comes and settles down. What are we doing? We're going to do a little introduction process to meditation, and I'm going to talk a little bit about why we should meditate and the processes of meditation and where it can take us, etc. And then we'll have a little go and see if we can have a try at it. And if that works well, we can build on this next week. So as everyone kind of settles in, what have I been up to? I'm doing podcasts. The last couple of months, been making flower essences. Every day new flowers come up and it's lovely, and we're deciphering the essences and making flower essences. Today we're making poppy and briar rose flower essences, which were beautiful. I've been doing distance healing in evening sessions with a variety of people, and that's been actually, I'm really enjoying that. Someone said, "Oh, well, you never have to leave your sitting room again," which is possible because it's an interesting form. And at the same time, I've been putting together an audio book stroke online course. It was called Anxiety Breaks, which was going to start out as a book, but I think it's going to be slightly more effective actually to put it out as an online course. It's a series of sort of 36 developing practices which take people out of, hopefully, anxiety and specific focus breaks which stop an anxiety reaction in its tracks, to developing underlying practices which will really hope to remodel the brain in anxiety. It's very specifically focused around different parts of the nervous system. Quite interesting. And then I've just finished that, so hopefully that's going to be out once we put the platform together in the next few weeks, maybe a couple of months or something. And then I'm going to do a Dynamics of Stillness online course as well. Now I have time, and which is going to be based on the book, and just go through some sequence of practices where I talk you through them. I think it's quite a nice idea to do it more kind of hands-on in a way. And I'm also kind of researching and developing an online course stroke book on compassion practices, which is a personal interest of mine. So anyway, it seems like there's plenty of people. So what is meditation is the question. What is it? It's really, I think, in definition, it's about using our attention, focusing our attention. That could be to meditate on something, to think about something, or it could be using our attention in very specific ways. And as we go on and develop a meditative practice, actually how we place our attention becomes very, very specific, and we can use it in very specific ways to focus in different areas, which can be very interesting as we go on. But what's the purpose of meditation? Why would anybody do that? And there's so much research out there when you start to look about why meditate. It can help such a wide variety of health conditions, from inflammatory conditions, immune system boost, works very well with the cardiovascular system with regards to things like managing blood pressure, and any kind of heart tendencies. Central nervous system is very good specifically with things like anxiety and depression. There's loads of research around working with anxiety, and a lot of those techniques I brought into my anxiety break stuff. It can boost your energy, actually. So it can have a huge effect on your health directly. But also it can help your sleep. It can help your shortwave sleep, your deeper layers of sleep, help you sleep much more deeply. But for me, personally, why I do it is on top of all those things, it's for clarity, actually. I find personally, if I meditate in the morning, say, I feel more clear. My brain is clearer. And so I can think more clearly, and I can act in the day and not react to the day, because we're overwhelmed with all this information overload, and everything is going on in our minds at one time. To actually create a little bit of space, then actually you can think more clearly about life and whatever you need to do in the day. So clarity is very important for me. Getting a sense of peace, engaging with a sense of peace, finding a bit of internal peace, returning to yourself, coming back to yourself. Stillness, just feeling stillness is, I think, wonderful and can really help us. And then as we develop practices and techniques, we can cultivate certain ideas and practices. The Taoists do a lot of internal cultivation practices, which moves energy around in your body and allows you to engage with elements in the cosmos, like planets and the earth and the sun and all that kind of stuff. And that can be very interesting. For me, it's very much about also connecting with nature, and some of the techniques and the dynamics of stillness, especially the stuff around the tide, is about reconnecting with nature. And I find that personally very, very nice and very helpful. And also just getting a feeling, or a qualitative feeling as we go on, of oneness or wholeness, and really finding that sense of possible inner peace. So there's so many different forms of meditation, all valid in their own ways, from prayer, contemplation, mindfulness techniques, Taoist cultivation techniques, stillness, attention stuff, mantras, using specific words and mantras to help focus your mind and your attention, visualizations, connecting your energy with elements in nature. All of these are different types of meditation, but I think let's just start very gently with a very initial kind of meditative process. So you could say, well, how do we start to meditate? You could say, well, let's just go to a still place within. Now, that's all very easy to say, and actually at the end of this, maybe we can all find a way to go to a place of stillness inside us. But how do we get to that? How do we get to that place where we can go straight to the still place within? Well, let's work on that. And I think if we can find a way of finding that, accessing that still place within us, then we're there. It's a starting point of a practice. The point, though, is with all of these things is it is a practice. And as with any practice, you have to practice. Without practicing, there's no way of gaining any process in it. It's like riding a bicycle. You have to put in the time. And at the beginning, it's quite hard, I think, to feel stillness, to feel a quiet place inside and all that kind of stuff. And it's nice to have some sort of learning process to do that. The first thing, of course, we have to start is what's our posture? What is our best posture? I mean, the ideal, obviously, that the perfect lotus position with your legs up onto your lap. I can't do that. My hips don't stretch that far. They're getting better with yoga that we're doing, but I can't quite do that. But actually, it's quite good to have a straight back, so your back is actually straight. It's nice, actually, also to have your feet on the ground so you can feel connected to the earth, actually. And allow your body to kind of relax in, to feel your bum on the seat, on the floor, whatever's comfortable. And bring your attention back into your body. So I'm just going to talk it through a second, and then we'll go into just an initial meditation. So what I always start with any kind of meditation is this idea of finding a neutral place inside us, because our brain is constantly, especially as adults, is constantly in gear in 50 different directions. There's a million things to do. You know, dinner's on, got to pick up the kids, the ironing. You know, there's so many different things. You know, and emotional things that we're trying to deal with at the same time. So, in allowing ourselves actually to take our brain out of gear, like a car, put it in neutral, is, I think, the starting point to any meditation practice, any practice at all, actually, even creativity, I think. If you can come to a place of neutral, start with that, then the rest actually falls into place, you know, because without being in neutral, we can't feel stillness, we can't feel the tide. So let's start with that. And there are a myriad of ways of finding that. But first of all, I'm just going to talk you through. So close your eyes. If you feel comfortable to close your eyes, you don't have to. That's it. And just allow the softness of your eyelids to that's it, the eyes to close, but in that very soft way. So you can feel that softness in your eyelids. And while your attention is there, just allow your eyes to soften. The eyes are the outlook of the nervous system, and they can hold quite a lot of tension, especially in reading and we're in these small devices and all day. Just allow your eyeballs to literally relax in the sockets. Now, that's it. And just very slowly bring your attention to your breathing. Try to connect with, to get a feeling sense of something that feels quiet, soft, delicate in your breathing. So just, that's it. Now, as soon as we bring our attention to the softness in our breath, our mind tends to want to try and distract us away, and it's absolutely normal. Those little nagging things can come up. So what we have to do is practice a very specific allowing. So we accept that our mind is going to want to pull us in different directions. Then we allow it. We fully allow our attention to do whatever it wants. If it's going to what's for dinner or whatever it's doing, just let it do it. The practice of allowing it changes it. If we try and control it and stop it, it puts tension in our system. We want ease, so we're going towards ease. We're finding ease. And then by allowing thoughts, feelings, body feelings, emotions, fully to come, to arise, then we bring our attention back to this softness, this quietness in our breath. This doesn't mean we breathe deeply, it means we're breathing softly. And we engage, we bring our attention, and we're going to learn very specifically over this course to bring our attention, our awareness to where our attention is. And our attention here is on something that feels soft, delicate, and quiet in our breath. And keep allowing. If your mind goes off, that's fine, just let it do that. And bring your attention back to this quiet place, this softness. And as you breathe out, let go, relax your body, allow your body to soften with each out-breath. And you breathe in through your nose, freshness, and out, you relax, you soften, you quieten, you soften your breath with each out-breath. You can breathe out through your mouth if you want to. Breathing in gently through your nose and breathing out quietly. Allow yourself to soften. So the practice here, we have two practices. One is tuning into the softness in the breathing. Two is fully allowing your mind to do whatever it does. And once you've allowed it, you bring your attention back to this quiet softness in your breath. Very simple. And just keep doing that and just allow your body to relax with each out breath. And if you want to just, if you're even a bit sleepy, that's okay. It doesn't matter at the beginning. Just relax your body. That's very nice. And after a time, the noise, the mental noise, starts to quieten. Little thoughts, little feelings, body feelings will come up, and you allow them, and then they start to dissolve like clouds in a perfect blue sky. But it just gets a bit quiet in there. It gets quiet and comfortable. And just as your brain quietens down and goes into a quiet place of neutral, just allow your attentional awareness to sense, to get a feeling sense of stillness, which is all around you. It's always there. Because behind all of the noise, our noise and the external noise, there is stillness. And that stillness holds us. And that stillness is within us. It's within every cell of our bodies at the same time. Delicate, quiet, strong stillness. And just enjoy that quality. And the whole. And when you feel that, you can feel that stillness all around you, as far as the horizon. It's that everything goes quiet. And the stillness has sound. It has liveness to it. Just enjoy that quality. As we start to build a relationship with our own neutral, with our own stillness, our brain recognizes it and understands it and relaxes into it. And the more you get a qualitative feeling of that, and the more you practice it, the easier it is to find that point. And if you can bring yourself back to that place of stillness, that stillness within and without, it's a place to start from. It's the starting point. So you can be clear. And for me, it's absolute necessity is to come back to that place of quiet inside. Otherwise, life is hard work. Okay. So if you want, I have a 10-part introduction to meditation on the website, The Dynamics of Stillness, which I go through some of these basics and build it on. If this is successful and we can build on, and I might next Saturday, because we're not going out partying these days, it'd be nice to do a simple compassion practice. Compassion practices are incredibly healing for ourselves, and they're wonderful and very simple things to do, and we could come back and do that maybe next Saturday if anybody is interested. I'm doing a yoga plus me session on Saturday the 23rd of May with Donna Noble, who's one of the top yoga people, actually huge following, and who's based in London. And we're going to do my introduction and some very simple, very lovely yoga practices, and that's going to be on the 23rd. We'll put more information up on the Facebook page, etc. about that. And I'm going to be giving an osteopathic webinar on the 27th, quite a long talk about the scope of osteopathy for the Craniosacral Trust in London as well. And anyway, if you like this, we'll continue it and build practices. There's so many practices we can do, and I wish everybody well. And we'll speak soon. Okay.